Welcome to this short video on justifying direct proportion. This was recently tested in a progress check and was identified as a weakness. You'll notice that the question at the top that I do is directly from that progress check and is there so that I can go through it in order to help you understand the topic better. So the question says the table shows how much Lexi and Megan earn and the number of hours they each worked. And then it wants to know, are Lexi's hours and earnings in direct proportion? And then for part 2, they want to know the same for Megan. If two things are in direct proportion, it means they are going up by the same amount each time. So if we take how much they've earned and divide it by how many hours they've worked, and this multiplier remains constant as the number of hours and the amount earned increases, then we can say that those two things are in direct proportion. So let's see what's going on in each case. For Lexi, we know that she earned £75 when she worked 8 hours. So if we do 75 divided by 8, we can work out the multiplier there. 75 divided by 8 is equal to 9.375. So here we timesed by 9.375. Let's check the next one. I'm now going to do 115 divided by 12. 115 divided by 12 is equal to 9.583. So I've times by 9.583 this time. We'll keep going. The next one I'm going to do is 200 divided by 20. That's actually quite a nice one. That's times by 10. I don't need to pop that into my calculator. And the last one, 350 divided by 36. 350 divided by 36 equals 9.722. Now, in each of these cases, I'm basically working out Lexi's hourly rate. When she worked 8 hours and earned £75, she was earning £9.38, if I round it, per hour. When she worked 12 hours and earned £115, she actually earned £9.583. When she worked 20 hours, she earned £200, so she earned £10 an hour. And for the last one, when she earned £350, which was 36 hours, she was paid £9.722 per hour. Now, this value, this per hour, this rate keeps on changing, and therefore we can say, no, Lexi's earnings are not in direct proportion because her hourly rate is changing every time. Now, it actually didn't ask for an explanation, but I've wrote that on anyway. Okay, now let's have a look at Megan. So I'm going to do the same thing for Megan. The first one, 76 divided by 8. 76 divided by 8 is equal to 9.5. Now I'm going to do 114 divided by 12. And that also gives me 9.5. I'm going to keep checking. 190 divided by 20, that gives me 9.5. And the last one, 342 divided by 36. 342 divided by 36 is equal to 9.5. So you'll notice this time, our hourly rate remains the same. Basically, Megan earned £9.50 per hour. And that's because the multiplier remains the same. So for Megan, we can say yes, her earnings are in direct proportion because her hourly rate remains at £9.50. I'd like you to now write the question underneath the we do in the left-hand box of your action sheet. You'll need to have a go at this question, so pause the tape now. Well done for having a go at that question. I'm going to go through it just so you can check your understanding. The question said the table below converts US gallons into litres, and all we need to do is complete the table below. Now this is actually another example of direct proportion, because what we're trying to do is find the multiplier and then apply that to US gallons every time. So actually, because they've given us that 1 US gallon is 3.785 litres, our multiplier is that 3.785. So for each other box, I'm going to times by 3.785. So 2 times 3.785 gives me 7.57. 5 times 3.785 is 18.925. 10 times 3.785 is 37.85. And 20 times by 3.785 is 75.7. If you got that right, please green pen your answer now. Now that I've gone through an example and you've had a chance to have a go at one yourself, I'd like you to try and have a go at these three independently. The two boxes left on your action sheet, the middle and the right hand side box, will need to be used to pop these three questions into them. So I would like you to write out each of the questions, complete them and show all of your workings, and then I'll give you the answers so that you can check your understanding. Please could you pause the tape now to have a go at these three questions. Well done for having a go. You'll notice that the answers are now on the screen. Please could you take a moment to green pen them. If you still got some questions wrong or you're not sure about something, now's the time to ask your teacher. Make sure that you calculate your percentage before you stick this into your exercise book. You can calculate your percentage by writing how many you got correct out of 3, because there are 3 questions. And if you type this fraction into your calculator and then write times 100, it will change it into a percentage. This percentage does need to be written onto your action sheet.